is the vaccination. Yeah, I was going to be in phase 1B3 until Monday, when my wife and I just happened to catch on the local news that they made some changes and lowered the age to 65. So my wife managed to make a couple of appointments for us. I'm having to go to Renton, but it's going to be next week for my first vaccination. Thank you, Ron, for calling and making sure that I was aware of that. I appreciate that. Let's see, so who do we have? Dave, Ron, Dick, Gary, Lee, and maybe Jessica, and I suspect not Sylvia yet, but anyway, those of us who are over 65 can go in now. If no one has any information, you have to go to a website and display a little something when you show up. If anyone has any questions on that, let me know. So all I gotta say is I hope it doesn't hurt, but I'm gonna get the shot anyway. Probably be in everyone's best interest to get it as soon as possible. Dick, thanks for mentioning Kent Family Practice. I will check on them. No one was really showing on the website when my wife originally looked, but I have since found them. I haven't had a chance to check on them. Reset. I've been kind of busy with other dumb things around the house here the past couple of days. And it seems like ever since I retired, I'm just non-stop busy. I don't quite get that. But anyway, that's the way it goes. I guess that's enough talking for now. 87ZYM and 7QO.
And 7QO, again, this is Dave, 87ZYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society. And for me, today, inauguration was something to watch on television this morning, see that, and I did get out to go for some exercise walk in the neighborhood, stopped by the local lottery place, and did my donation for this week, and I'm sure there's no winner coming there, as I said, it's a donation, and went by the bank to get some more extended money for the next week, so that was pretty well in. And probably the highlight of the day was finally getting my tooth put in after having the implant. It's been about a year-long process, doing the bone graft and putting a screw down into the bone, into your jaw, with a little screw in it, and then you have to go take a measurement to get impressions. They do like when they give you a crown, and go to a tooth, and then today was the day the tooth was ready. They went in and they adjusted that up and then screwed it down into the socket in the jaw. So I'm now at a full mouth of teeth. So anyway, it was kind of interesting. But my lip still hasn't come to the conclusion that the tooth is there after being gone for so long. Probably have to get a callus on the lip again. But that was really nice with that back. And let's see. When it comes to the virus shot, unfortunately I had a shingles vaccine, and I have to wait till the first of the month before I can even decide to get or be eligible to get a vaccine. And I'm on a callback list from Kaiser, so we'll see how that pans out. But unfortunately, I think it's still a lot of openings in the next 2 weeks after the thing sort of calms down. So I'm hoping for that. Get back into doing that. So that's about it. This is 87CYM, and we acknowledge Lee in 7KC is joined, and he'll be after Jessica. So let's go to the top of the list, and let's go to Ron, 87CKU. Okay, well, thank you very much, Dave. This is KD7QKU. Well, I guess I should thank Richard because he called us pretty early the other morning and said that I guess he had gotten an appointment. So he was going to tell us how to do it. So I handed the phone to my wife and pulled my hearing aids out and I let Richard explain it to her. So then she went onto the state website and we got, a little certificate thing and all that. For those that don't know, you have to take a picture of that, so you have to have that certificate. So anyway, we got all squared away and then she searched for a spot and we had a tentative appointment. Well, I guess they ran out of vaccine and so we never did get a firm appointment, so we finally got a hold of them again today and no vaccine, so I guess we're SOL for a while. So some of our friends went to the coma, believe it or not, so I don't know, maybe we're going to have to range a little farther out. It said we had a friend call and say Safeway's had a thing called yesterday, and Safeway's was listed now on the state site, but none of the Safeway stores that we know of has the vaccine yet, so I don't know what's going on. But thank you, Richard, for helping us get the ball rolling, so now we at least know how to search and everything. So I don't know if we're going to have to try to go to North Bend or Tacoma or someplace. I don't know. We'll have to range out, I guess, to some other county maybe. I don't know if we're that desperate or not. I would think, well, who knows? If maybe they just run out. Maybe they don't have any more in the state. I know this morning when I was listening to Lyman Hill repeater, I think they said that someplace up there got 400 doses, and then when they looked at them, they realized they were almost out of date. So they put the word out and said, oh my golly, anybody that wants a COVID shot, get over here really quick because this vaccine's going to expire. So apparently they had held it on the shelf so long someplace that I guess it has a 30-day shelf life, but I think it does. But maybe it was going to exceed that. I wonder how many other doses are sitting on shelves that are going to, used by date is going to cause it to expire. So let's see. No, I didn't watch TV much today. My wife watched it some. Saw a little bit when I ate lunch, but seemed like I had other things to do. I've been trying to avoid getting caught up in all this political stuff now. It just makes my blood pressure go up. I don't need all that. So anyway, there was something else I was going to say, but now I forgot it. Well, hopefully in a couple of weeks, back to that KD7QKU. Thanks, guys. KD7QKU, Ron, thanks for that. Again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7QYM. Let's go to Jessica, KF7QHK.
I went to a different inauguration, not today, but back when I was in high school, and that was the inauguration of the Kingdom. We were one of the 20 schools that were picked to have our bands and our choirs go to sing at the Kingdom for its inauguration day. And it was a big hoopla thing, and they did lots of stuff in there. But they had our show, and it was kind of crazy because the time and distance thing you have a problem with. And then you have the echo in the Kingdom, which was massive. And so we had for our choirs, there was 20 choirs, and there was 3 different conductors. We had to watch our conductor who was watching the other conductors to keep in time because we couldn't hear the other half of the choir. They were so far away. We couldn't hear them, at least not in the right time. So that was kind of cool, and that was really kind of beautiful, and it was nice to have done that. But then they knocked it down. It was no fun. So that was inauguration. I was able to be in. Totally fun. And today was kind of fun. I like they were talking about the bugle bands and stuff, and those folks are competitive to get into those groups. You have to be very competitive and very good to get in. I think that's pretty cool. I'm going to pass it back to KF7. KF7,
UHK, and I see Bert has joined us, M7CS, and he'll come after Lee, who is next, M7KC. Okay. Am I in? M7KC? Yes, okay, I got the high sign from Richard. And Dave, I'm in. We all have 3 here, M7KC and St. Angeles. Good evening, everybody. Jim is listening out there someplace. And good evening to you, Jim. I don't think anybody else is. Yeah, I don't know about. Anyway, okay. Well, I guess I told you guys I got my service shot. Paul and I got our shot Saturday on the Moderna. And we're scheduled to go back on the 13th next month and get our second home. And I never saw the home. I was hopeful. Anyway. And my confidence because I don't have any nerves, you know. So anyway. The other thing was, boy, was all the news today, not having bombs go off or anything back here in D.C. I was just worried about that. You know, there's going to be some big mishap or just wreck it. So it went off very well. And really, I think probably 2 things stood out. Number 1, I believe, was Stephanie Joanna Angelina Germanata. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but she sang the national anthem. And I don't think I've ever heard it sung better since I've heard it on it. She's got quite a name. Anyway, it was just wonderful. And then the little poet laureate, the 22-year-old gal who wrote that, my. What a, I'll call it out there, what incredible stage presence she has, and self-confidence to do what she did. It was just great. So it was fine, and then I had some nuts tonight. Paul watched the show over the musical show, and she said it was really good. But I did get in time to see the fireworks that went off back at the that's the worst of mine. I was at the college fire thing. Anyway, outrageous. It's really great subject. Okay, since I was doing, I was talking about it, maybe not, I don't know. Okay, it's going to be back to you, Dave. M7KC and the magic dollar is Bert, M7KC. Go ahead, Bert.
Well, good evening, everyone. Sorry, I'm still getting kind of set up here. I was a little late. Been busy with work lately. But I should stare into the camera. Let's see. I don't know if I'm on the stream just yet, but yeah, I don't know what was going on with the YouTube stream earlier. It did not. I mean, it seemed to be running. I logged into the computer to check, and it showed it was at least trying to run there, but it wasn't decoding anything. So I restarted it. Gave it a couple minutes. That didn't help. So about 5 minutes after that, I restarted it again. The second restart, it started to pick up the video, and then it started showing up. It took about 5 minutes after the video showed up on my side for me to be able to actually navigate to it and watch it that way. So I don't quite know what's going on. I don't know why it took 3 times. And oh, I forgot to turn my green screen on, didn't I? That's why I'm not sending anything. I'm probably too late for that now. But yeah, so sorry about that. Maybe more coherent thoughts for the next round. Anyway, this is Bert and Rachel in M7CS. Back to net.
M7CS Bert. Yeah, let's go to Gary. M7HYG and Gary. The streaming is up and running.
Yeah, I see that after I got on the right page here. I kept trying to refresh the wrong page. I don't know exactly what I was doing wrong, but thank you, Bert, for that, and good evening all. My wife and I are in group 1B through PacMed, and rumors are that we'll probably get our shot maybe this week. I don't know. They keep telling me they're going to update on the MyChart page, and that hasn't happened yet. So far, all I know is that I'm in group 1B and I'm on the cusp along with my wife, so we'll definitely get over and get ours done, and Let's see, I don't see mine on. I don't see my streamer. Let's see. Maybe I need to switch myself in. Maybe that's the problem here. Okay, well, it says I'm there. Huh. That's interesting. I checked my stream earlier. I'll have to check it. I'll have to check it again. Okay, something going on here. Anyway, so that's my, there I am. There I am, okay. We'll get up the ugly mug here. Get the white shot to see what the latency is. Now, really, latency is too bad. Not a very high quality picture there for some reason or other. Anyway, I've got my own, I have my own inauguration story. Back when I was young and flexible, about over 30 years ago, I was going to an advanced military training school at Knoxville, Tennessee. And this was 1980, the lagging weeks of 87 or the early weeks of 88. And my class was about ready to graduate, and they asked us to hold over because they wanted us to march in the inaugural day parade. So, pretty much everybody in the group, and there was 130 of us in the class down at Knoxville, Tennessee, and we decided we were going to stay. Well, we went through probably a week of advanced marching and stuff like that, only to find out that we got flown out. That was the year when it was 25 below in Washington, D.C., and they canceled the whole thing. I still have a certificate like I participated, but never got to go, unfortunately. I really would have liked to go on. Anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Back to you, Dave, KD7ZY, KD7HYD.
KD7HYD. Again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Net. I'm Dave, KD7ZYM. ID out of the way. Let's go to Bob, K9PQ.
Okay, I'll get my ID up here, and I must be a bit delayed on the video. I still see, oh, I need to switch it to myself. Hang on a moment. Okay, now that should be showing my ID and switching to me. Thanks for your patience. Well, I've been, I have to say I've been not following the conversation too much because Jessica got me going with her Kingdom story. I also was at the Kingdom grand opening, and I was at opening ceremonies. I was in the 1,717 member choir. And I went through exactly the same things as she was discussing. We had, several individual conductors because there's no way we're all going to be able to hear and see. And the person she didn't mention, at least I didn't catch, was the very famous actor and singer who was leading the whole thing, who was the sort of the celebrity conductor, and he was from Washington. He was rather old at the time. His time was the 40s and 50s, I think, and I just can't think of his name to save my life. I'm looking at a list right now of celebrities, so maybe by next time around I'll have it, or maybe she remembers. Yeah, that was really something. I'm amazed that it actually went as well as it did. I didn't get to
how many were in the band, but it was like close to 3,000, I think, in the band. And I did notice and remember 1,717 pieces member chorus. So back to you, Dave. K9PQ. K9PQ, Bob, thanks for that. Let's go on to Richard, K7ITS.
Okay, well, we'll see how long, what kind of latency we have here. It's not too bad. Well, yeah, no, that's great, and thanks for bringing up the opening of the Kingdom and all that business. I wasn't part of that program, but in fact, I'll even backtrack a few steps here. Ron, I know where you're coming from as far as, blood pressure and politics and things of that nature. I think probably what's been helpful for me to keep my blood pressure down when it comes to these things is that's what I studied when I was in college. To get my Bachelor of Arts degree, I majored in political science. And actually worked for the Washington State Senate, was an intern assistant for one of the state senators, just, real active as far as studying Governor Dan Evans at the time. I still have very fond memories of him, and Ralph Monroe, Secretary of State. Those two of which I'm not going to put them in the ground quite yet because they're alive and well, and I'm always happy to see them on the news. And actually, I saw Ralph Monroe at the airport and talked a while. And as far as the Kingdom goes, I was on a field trip for one of my local government poli-sci classes, and we had an hour session at the King County, I don't know what it was called then or what it's even called now, but anyway, it was the office of John Spellman. He was King County executive at the time, and wouldn't you know, right behind him, his big picture office window was the Kingdom construction job site. And it was the most coolest thing to see and to hear his story, how Donald Drake, general contractor out of Portland, more or less quit or got kicked off the job. And King County, John Spellman took over as pretty much the general contractor to finish a building that others said couldn't be built. And so to make the long story even shorter, is my first job in Portland in construction. Wouldn't know, my first contract was with Donald Drake Construction down there. So those are the great memories on the Kingdom. KD7V and then K7ITX, back to net control. K7ITX, let's go to Wave, W7ITS. Good evening to everybody that joined a little bit late. It was my age, about hibernation and COVID shots. So I got some more ammo there for my parents to get their shots on, and I looked into the health site. So I think I'm into an off transition here, but I also wanted to mention that I ran into one of the VEs that I think it's from the same org that Bert is doing the general exam online. His name is Russell. I met him on the internet the last Saturday. His call sign is Whiskey 1 TKR. And he didn't know you, but I don't know if you know him. But and then I'm studying right now for my general, and I registered and I'm taking one of the general online classes through the MyPC Club. So I just signed up and I've been watching videos this evening about that break. And that's pretty much it, I think, for each round. Just studying and just listen to you guys. Maybe I'll make it to the next round. W7ITS. Back to next.
WW7ATS. Let's go to Ken, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Well, let's see. Gary, actually everyone, with the COVID vaccination, you need to go to this website, find your phase WA, as in Washington, .org, and there's a questionnaire to fill out, and at the end of it, it will tell you whether or not you are available to immediately get your vaccination, and if so, it will display a page with your name and a circle and a check mark, and you'll need to show that when you get your vaccination. Otherwise, they won't let you take it. And you can do that on your cell phone, take a screenshot of that, or you can do it on your computer and print out that page to take the sheet with you. But that's what everyone needs to do, according to what I've read, anyway. Also, my wife said something about looking on the state-sponsored website. She cautioned me that when you first go on there, it will say one thing. For example, it may say we're only doing phase 1A, but then she said if you go click on the individual site, whether it's Safeway or Multi-Care or whatever, they may say something different, like we are now doing not only phase 1A, but we're also doing phase 1B. So for someone looking to make an appointment, look at those as well. Let's see, what else was I going to mention? That's all I can remember. I'm kind of distracted with all this COVID stuff, and it's been a rough couple of weeks here. At least the television repeaters are back on the air. Glad that got resolved, and thanks for getting the streaming up and running as well. Back to you, Dave, N7QO.
N7QO, again, this is Dave, 87QYM, and this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society Cat on the old age machine. As for Ken, N7QO, if you go to Washington State, you can go by county, and they show where everything is happening. I thought I saw Covington Safeway as a site, and then you had to sign on to the Safeway site to make an appointment. So anyway, I check out that state site for your county, and that probably will come up. And that's pretty much it. Talked about the Kingdome dedication. Yes, I was there as a journalist taking pictures way back when, and I think after attending an hour and a half of ceremony, I think we aired a whole minute of video on the air. So there's snippets of this and this and this and that. So I don't know, this is the archive somewhere. And the archive for Como is over at the University of Washington. I don't know how you get access to it, but all of the film that we did back in those days went over to the archive for Como TV. So that's about what I've got to say, and so let's go back up to Ron, 87 GKU.
Here on the right radio frequency, on KD7 QKU. Well, I don't know, I guess we're going to have to do some more searching. We're going to have to range out a little bit. All the Safeways that we checked so far hasn't had any vaccine. They're listed, but they don't have any vaccine. I don't know about the Covington. I guess we didn't check it. Maybe we should have. We did talk the other day about the repeater just a bit, and the subject of the generator came up. Once upon a time, when we were in the other building, we were hooked up to the generator, and I'm wondering if anybody knows whether or not we're hooked up now. And if not, maybe we should find I don't have much more, so I guess I'm just turning it back to that 87 QKU.
Comment?
Comment, go ahead.
Yeah, Rob did update us on that. There was a problem with the generator. So it's not that we're not hooked up. There just was a problem with it at the time. So, yes, Ron, we are hooked up. Back to that K9PQ.
Thanks for that, Bob. K9PQ. K7 UH thing.
I think the name we were looking for had to go with was Meredith Wilson. He wrote the Music Man. And I think who was there, and I think it is W6 trombones is what it said, and that makes a whole lot of sense. I was probably too young to really think about who that was, and I was like mom and dad's kind of thing. So great music. But I was thinking about that because in the movie The Music Man, the lady who plays the lady role sings the song "Till There Was You," and if you go look at that, the Beatles also did a version of their song "Till There Was You." And I'm not sure exactly who actually wrote it and who did it first, but that's kind of an interesting thing that the Music Man would have a Beatles song, or the Beatles did a Music Man song. I'm not sure which. So there you go with that. I think it might be 73 time, maybe not, but I'm going to pass it back to Jessica, KO7, UHK.
KO7, UHK, Jessica, thanks. Let's go to Lee at Port Angeles, K7KC. Yeah, you're ready here on 7KC0USTA. So very interesting that this is just about the time you're mentioning the name of the governor. There was a big blast of noise, and actually I didn't hear what governor it was. You might mention that if you get up again. And the Kingdom, yeah, I remember when they did it. They got the house that Giffy built. Remember all that business back there and so forth. Well, the argument was we just had to have a covered stadium because of the weather in the Northwest. Just simply had to be. Well, it wasn't even paid for, and then the argument became, well, it's an outdoor sport. We just cannot play at a covered stadium. So they blew it up. And I remember when it went down, everybody around town was watching that on TV. And so that's always kind of annoyed me a little bit. Just had to have it. And then it was like, oh my goodness, we can't play this game in a country stadium. And what didn't pay for it, we tore it down. I understand this is all public money. This was funded by the public. And you see how I feel about that. That's all I got. Now, just in case I don't get back, and I probably won't, 7-3, guys. Great match. A lot of fun as always. And I hope you all get your COVID shots. I had it so long for a couple of days. I was good. So, anyway, thank you, Dave. It's been a feature. K7KC, thanks for that. Lee, let's go on to Bruce, M7CS.
Okay, well, hello again, and let's see, okay, there I am on the stream. Okay, so a couple things. Wade, I think you were talking about a gentleman named W1TKR. I don't know that I know directly, but incidentally, in the contest that was happening this weekend, I think I did have a contact with him on 6 meter, FT8 anyway, so that was something fun I did this weekend. It was the 50 megahertz and up contest, and made a lot of FTA contacts on 6 meter, 2 meter, and 70 centimeter. Did not make any contacts at all on 900 megahertz to the 1.2 gigahertz. Interesting to hear all the stories you have that everybody's having about the COVID-19 stuff, or getting the vaccination. Sounds like they've made it a lot harder than it needs to be. I wouldn't have imagined it would have been so difficult for people to get. I was kind of surprised also that they reduced the age limit down to 65 from 70, because I've been hearing a lot of people 70 and up that they've had a hard time getting it already. So I would have thought they would have tried to make all those folks get it first, but I guess they're doing whatever they can. And then I'm not native to Seattle, I'm native from Houston, so when you guys were talking about the Kingdom, and I don't follow sports either, so I thought I was hearing all about this from your story that I thought, oh, that sounds like a pretty cool place. I should go see it. And then we just said they blew it up. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess I can't. Anyway, okay, that's Bird and Rachel in 7CS. Back to that.
7CS. Let's go to Gray, K7HYB.
ZYM of the group K7HYB, and Bert, I'll get together with you to do some more testing. I found out that when Bert and I were trying to test together when he was down here about half a mile from my house, I had the transmit side of the dongle that I had borrowed from him turned on, and it transmits a power phone. And so consequently, it wouldn't see any signal. Anyway, that was one thing. And the shot, Jim, I understand, I appreciate your feedback, but I want to get mine through the clinic because then it goes into my medical records. And I don't have to pay for it. And that way that I know that it's in. So I've got that handled. And the Kingdom, when they blew it up, it was $200 million in debt. I believe that was the number. It was some astronomical amount of money. Thank you. Good to hear from all of you. I will be monitoring with K7HYB.
K7HYB, let's go on to Fox, K9PQ.
Okay, let me get myself switched here. There we go, my ID should be up at the moment, and switch to me. So the person I was trying to think of is not from here, and that's why I was having no luck finding him on all of the people from Washington, famous people from Washington, is Danny Kaye. And yes, Meredith Wilson was also there, but Danny Kaye is the one that I was trying to think of. And I did find Carol Kaye, K-A-Y-E, is from Washington, so maybe that was the connection. Maybe that was his wife, I'm not sure. Actually, let's see. Nope. Sylvia Fine apparently was his wife, so maybe his daughter. I have no idea, but Danny Kaye was the one I was trying to think of for the Kingdom opening. Well, I don't have a lot to add. I want to let other people get in, so I'll just say 73 and send it back to net, K9PQ.
K9PQ, again, this is the Western Washington Amateur Television Society's net on the 08 machine line, D37 CYM. Let's go to Richard, K7, IPS.
Well, Danny Kaye was one of the original owners. I think he's one of the first original owners of the Seattle Mariners, so that's why he would be there. And the governor I was referring to, Dan Evans, was governor when I worked down in Olympia. And, those are the days of the Watts line. I mean, I had my own Watts line. If you had a Watts line back then, you were a big shot. And, and when you work down there for a while, it's really weird how the power, I was just a college kid, but the power starts to kind of go to your head a little bit, like how much, let's see, I was, had just turned 21, and I was being chauffeured back to my apartment from the office by the Washington State Patrol. There's just nothing like that, I'm telling you. Or if you needed to get in touch with your member of the Senate, we didn't have cell phones then. What do? You call the State Patrol, and they would go chase him down on the freeway and pull him over and tell him he has a phone call he's got to return. It was just weird times. And of course, I'd work late at night, and some of the young ladies that would go through the hallways, it was very disturbing to me, let me put it mildly. And I'm sure that part hasn't changed all that much, as we well know. So anyway, thanks again for bringing back all these old-time memories. Well, we're talking not quite a half a century ago, but we're pushing it. KD7ZYM, K7ATS, RMSA73, back to net control.
K7ITS is good at W7ITL. Wait.
Well, I didn't have anything prepared for this go around. I didn't think I was going to get made that. Make it to the next round. But wow, it's some stories tonight. With the kingdom, the inauguration, and stories about the kingdom I did. And then about the politicians that were there, so forth. And yeah, interesting night. Good conversation tonight. Well, I'm going to turn it back to Matt. W7ITL, back to Matt. Thank you.
W7ITL, let's go to Jim, N7QO.
N7QO, thank you, Dave. Yeah, Dave, thanks for mentioning that. My wife did look up a list by counties for the vaccination. And when she looked, it did not list the Covington Safeway. It did list a couple of other Safeways, but not close to us, unfortunately. So we're going to be going to Renton, but don't quite know what to make of that. I think what that means if they have no more appointments is that they don't expect to have any vaccine available. That's another little issue. There are places that may offer the vaccination, but if they run out, maybe they'll be removed from the list. That's my guess as to what may have happened. We certainly didn't see it anyway. And Ron and Bob, yeah, the generator, I didn't know what was going on with the new building, but it seems to me if the 14708 machine is powered, then our television repeater should be powered as well. So, not exactly sure what to make of that. But anyway, thanks everyone. Appreciate the conversation, appreciate the pictures, and hope to catch you all Saturday night. K7ZYM, N7QO.
N7QO, getting back to Richard, K7ITS. Early in my career, I was assigned to Olympia for the politics and discussions down there. And the ladies that were on the sidelines, we always referred to as pit buzzers. So that was the technique getting back then. So anyway, so much for that, and we got a little more time here. Let's go to Ron, 87, QKU.
QKU here. I was saying I don't have much to say. My wife was a young Republican in Seattle when I married her, and that was 1970. And we got an invitation to the governor's ball, but like an idiot, I never wanted to go because I would have to rent a tuxedo or something. And I talked her out of going, and I have kicked myself ever since because, you know, that was probably the only opportunity we'd ever have to do anything like that. So it would have been nice, I guess, going to the governor's ball. Anyway, we did think it. So 73, everybody, and it was a fun net. KD7QKU on clear, bye-bye.
KD7QKU, is there anything from anyone before we wrap up the net? Seeing that, we'd like to thank the owners and operators of the 08 machine. It is used for our voice channel for the Western Washington Amateur Television Society nets, held on Wednesdays and Saturdays between 8 and 9 o'clock. So on behalf of the Western Washington Amateur Television Society, this is Dave, KD7ZYM, signing off for the 08 repeaters. Good evening all.